Hello, my name is Kirion McCoy, and this is ANS 141 Halter Breaking 2021. This was my little filly Athena, who I got to work with this week. We train under the TQA Training Quality Assurance, the goal being to eliminate resistance while doing a job and attaining the training trifecta, which is foundation, task completion, and temperament. This is a TQA score sheet for groundwork, and this is what we are scoring the horse on each time we work with them. The left side is for foundation and task completion, and the right side is for temperament. We scored them between -3 to +3, negative being they still need to work on it, and positive being they have figured it out. This is the score sheet where you write out their score for the lesson. This is what I scored Athena for the 10 times I worked with her over 5 days. As you can see in the beginning, we had a lot of negatives or things we weren't ready for yet. But as you can see, each day we worked on more and more, and by the end of it, we were in the positives or just a 0. For catching, I gave her a 0 because at times you still needed to move her feet around to catch her. She has a lot of energy for being so little. And yes, she is between the fence and me, but this is the last day and I knew her pretty well at this point, and I knew if she knew to go, she had backwards or forwards to move. And as you can see right there, she tried to move away, but I just went with her, knowing that she was either going to stay or she was just going to pull even harder, but I was really positive she was going to stay with me at this point if I asked her to stay. And I still need to work on being able to correctly put on the halter without getting in her blind spot. So right now I'm just really trying to make sure my hands aren't all fumbled up and jangled around, and I still have a hold of her with the lead rope. The lead rope is around her neck just because of this fact, just to hold on to her if she does try to get away from the halter, and so she doesn't learn the bad habit that she can just run off. There's still some way that I have a hold of her at this moment. And right here, it actually probably would have gone better, but I remember accidentally stepping on her foot and she backed up because of the pressure I accidentally put on that. So I can understand her moving away from that, but I just went with her, and then we just put that halter on nice and calmly. She's really calm with me being up near her ears and all that, which is nice to see. Direction. When slack is taken out of the reins, the horse puts slack back into the reins with suppleness through the poll and loin. The rein, in our case, would be a lead rope. Willing submission is after the initial cue, the horse performs the task on a loose rein with no leg pressure. This is one of the most important things that we are looking for in our horses. For horizontal direction, they are making a nice round circle as soft as possible around you, and all 4 feet are on the same pass. I gave her a +2 because she is super soft and doesn't need a lot to get her moving. Next, I am asking for stage 1 when we ask for the inside front foot to stop and walk the other feet forward around it. She's super good at this and very responsive to pressure, so I gave her a +2 in both directions. I then ask upwards and towards her withers, and she just moves those feet nicely around herself. Stage 2 is when the hindquarters are pulling a horse in a reverse motion, and I gave her a +2 for this. You always ask for stage 1 first when you are doing any of these as well. Stage 3 is lateral movement of the front and hind feet together. This is a side pass really, and I gave her a +1 because she'd give you a nice few little steps. Same on both sides. She really did just give nice steps on either side of her. I did have to ask a little bit more right there, but then she gave me so much and I released. Next is horizontal direction standing, which is just asking for their head and neck to come towards you and towards their whiskers. To the left, I gave her a 0. And to the right, I gave her a +1 because she's just a little bit more softer and easygoing about it, and she's much more willing and giving me some more here. I'm like, not bad. Next is stage 4, which is stopping the inside hind foot and pulling the other feet forward around it. Right here, I'm going to ask her softly and then a little bit more, and then she gives me 1 step, and then I release. And then I'm going to ask again right here. I'm switching my hands, and she just goes so nicely. Here I am, just being very proud of her. Next is leading. We asked them to lead behind us, and we're going to go as slowly as possible that these little babies may need. But when they feel that pressure on that lead rope, they should start moving forward a bit more. And I gave her a +1 because at times I still had to do a little bit of pressure and release with her. But she's still honestly super good at this, and she follows me everywhere. And she stops when I stop, which is really important for us. Stopping when I stop means she's focused on my feet, and when my feet are going, that means her feet should be going, and when mine aren't, hers shouldn't be. Picking up her feet, I wish I had a bit more time to work on this, but I gave her a 0 for her front and her backs, just because of the fact when I did put pressure on her leg, she would pick them up pretty nicely. We just really had to work on getting to hold it more. She was really comfortable with the rope, holding them up with the rope, but she wasn't as comfortable, as you can see, with me just coming up and asking for it. But I don't think she deserved a negative because she was picking up her feet and responding to the pressure. Finally, we're doing stage 1 in a crisis, which I gave her a +2 in. This is where you flag the horse until they give you stage 1. This is to really work on if they are in a crisis that they should turn towards you and still respond to the pressure and understand that the crisis will stop if they do. She figured this out pretty well. She's not pulling back at all because she knows what's going to happen. If she does pull back, that's what happens, and then whoop, back to normal. And right here, I think she's done a good job, so I stop. So thank you for watching, everyone. I hope this was educational. Have a good night.